So we got the condenser in place where it belongs. Got the isolation brackets put back on, ready to mount. I physically had to move this bottom line to the outside of the bracket and redo the rivet in order to get a proper fit. Once again, I've inspected all welds and whatever to ensure that everything looks intact. Insulation back on the dryer. Alright, so the insulation a little bit torn because now I can basically okay, now this fits down in the bracket and basically spread the bracket so it fits down in there. Alright, make sure your wiring is out of the way, so it's not compromised in any way, not pressed underneath of it. That all looks good. Now all I gotta do is get this clamp squeezed back together here and get that bolt back through there. So let me show you something else that's going on here because it's an aftermarket condenser. You see, the condenser does not have a way to physically mount the air baffle that had been in here. Okay, there's no way to mount it like the original condenser physically had a mounting bracket for that. And because I don't want to leave that air gap and lose that airflow, I use just some 3/4 inch or 1 inch pipe insulation. I'll press that all the way down to the bottom, put that in place, cut it to length, and then the radiator will physically squeeze against it and it'll close up the gap against my condenser. Okay, so here's my finished air dam or whatever it is. So you expect things to just fit together, right? No. Look at this. So I put my O-ring on and oiled it up. My bottom line needs another 1/2 inch to actually make up. I want it to fit on there snugly without putting binding on the line when I tighten it up. So I'm going to straighten this bend and straighten that bend to give me additional length. I'll do that just with my hands, being very careful not to damage the line. So I got that one connected, but be careful. Notice these are aluminum nuts. The original nuts were steel. So you're threading aluminum to steel. Do not cross thread this. Do not strip it when you're tightening it, but tighten it tight. All right, so now let's connect the upper lines to the compressor. So to begin with, make sure that your line on this side is nice and clean on all surfaces. So then, with the new bolt, we carefully place the line in place, looking for how the line contacts the holes. All right, there we go. Get the bolt in place, holding the lines in place. Make sure those lines are down in the holes before you even tighten the bolt. Okay. Once again, while tightening this, recognize you're tightening a bolt into an aluminum casting. You want it tight, but you do not want to strip that. Now, we need to replace this O-ring. That's the old O-ring. That is the bottom line that connects to the dryer. I still need to reconnect this muffler on its bracket, and then this line is my other line that connects to the condenser. So let me get the lines in place and we'll reconvene. So on my top condenser line, I use the same size O-ring, clean these threads, and this is a very flexible type of connection, so just put it up there, tighten the nut, and then give it a good tightening with my wrenches. So the last connection we're going to make connects the compressor hose to the dryer. I've already replaced the O-ring. I'm going to put oil on it. I pulled the rubber plug from the dryer, and so now all I have to do is fit it on there and put my nut on. Alright, now we need to take the switch off of the old dryer and install it on the new dryer. You can see this has a hex right here. It'll go right here on the new dryer. There you go. Okay, and this electrical will connect to that. Okay, so this is tightened up. You tighten from the hex, not the body, and your electrical can only snap in one way because it's got the clasp on one side, so you can't get it wrong.